Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mel's Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, your close to my heart maker. And for today's layout, I am using a selection of materials from various close to my heart kits that I have in my stash. And the inspiration for the layout was these adorable photos of my youngest granddaughter, taken at 4 months old. She's already 5 months old. They grow up so fast. So that was the inspiration for this layout, as well as the Cosette Digital SVG file that you can see here in the April to June 2023 seasonal catalog. I also wanted to bring in the Stampin' Thing Cuts called As You Grow collection, because obviously this is just perfect for that layout. And I had some stickers left over from that collection that was available a while back, and everything that is still available I will have linked down below, so be sure you check out that description box to find all the products. Now this particular layout from the Cosette collection has all these bunches of floral arrangements for embellishments in there, and when you cut it out, I'm not gonna lie, there are a lot of pieces to put together. So if you don't want to do all those flowers, you don't have to. Just use your stamp set and maybe a couple of word sayings to create your embellishments. And this one actually does have flowers, and I thought about using just those, but I might use those somewhere else. But I definitely want to use the little animals, and I do like all these flowers. So, and I don't mind taking the time to put that all together. So let me just show you how to do one of them here. I've got the green one cut out. I've got the, I got a pair of my tweezers, some liquid glue. Liquid glue I find is the easiest when you want to try to line things up. You don't need a whole lot. And I do have it on a sticky mat, an old kind of a Cricut or Silhouette sticky mat. And then you can just line that up with your tweezers, and like I said, the liquid glue helps a lot. Get that lined up, and then this particular flower had the like a little floral piece on top of it. So again, just a few little dabs of the glue and place that on top. And putting all these pieces on top of each other really gives it dimension. I thought about sponging it, because I do that sometimes to give things dimension, but I think I'm just going to let that go and see how it looks when I get it on the final layout. So that's how I'm going to start building that green floral one. And then this floral piece, I don't know if you can tell. Can you see the two different shadings here? You've got a light and a dark. Well, it's actually cut from the same piece of cardstock. The nice thing about Close to My Heart cardstock, you've got the dark side, which is the true color, and if you flip it over, you've got the light side. So you actually get kind of a 2-for-1. So I'm really excited to get started on this layout. So let me clear this all off and we'll get started. And I'll go ahead, and the same thing with this. I'm just going to put a little glue in the center of that flower and place that on top. And then it did have the little dots for the center of the flower. So I'm just going to hold that with my tweezers, put a little dot on there, and put that together like that, and put that on top. And I think once I get all these done and together on the layout, I don't think I'm going to need the shading, but we'll see. Oops! That's the bad thing about the liquid glue. It doesn't dry right away. Let me fix that. But that's also the good thing about the liquid glue, that it doesn't dry right away, because you want to be able to move it around to make it fit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these up, and then I'll be back to put the layout together. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my White Daisy cardstock, 12 by 12, and then I've got this pattern piece that I cut with the Cricut Design Space. If you see the layout here, it has that scallop piece there, and I decided to use, instead of just a plain pink, I wanted to use the pattern paper because these colors matched the photos beautifully. So I've got that one side, and of course I'll do the same thing to the next component then is putting down these background pieces that also were part of that digital design, and those, according to the sketch, they go in the center like this with the scallops on the edge, and then these two triangle pieces. What is it about triangles? I'm really loving triangle layouts lately. So that goes there. And I'm going to go ahead and start on this cluster up here, and I thought I'd show you how I kind of do that when it's very delicate little pieces like that, and it's kind of even too thin for your fine tip glue pen. So I went ahead and I squeezed a little glue puddle here on this small all-purpose mat that I have, and what I'm going to do is pick up my piece and just put it in my little glue puddle. Kind of reminds me of, you ever see them making wreaths or anything, and how they stick that glue in that pan, that hot pan? So then I can get that placed where I want it, and I can always come back in later and put a little glue or something underneath the flowers so they don't flop around, but then I can just take these out and put them back where I wanted them. Just going to stick that under that flower or that picture a little bit. All right, and then I'll go ahead and put the flowers on here. To put the flowers on, I think I'm going to, well, I am going to. I used a glue dot for the other ones, so those are going to go kind of like that. Working on this corner part down here, I've got the title and these little embellishment pieces. I'm going to move those out of the way. The title is going to go here, but before I put that down, I want to stamp these little mushrooms there from that set. And if I put the title down first and then stamp it, you know, the title's gonna get in the way. So I'm gonna stamp that first. And I think I'm gonna do it with some of the matching brown ink. And I'm stamping right on here, and if I mess it up, I can cover it up. So press, and I am stamping on the soft side of my Versamat. And then I will lift that up, and yeah, that came out good, thank goodness. I also have this little ladybug from the set, and I think I'll stamp that right here. So again, before I put the title on, I'll just scoot that out of the way and press, stamp, and lift straight up. There you go. She's so cute. For the title, all I do is I open up Cricut Design Space, and I just, for this particular title, I just did it with a text box and found the font that I liked, 2 different fonts here, and measure, get the size you want, and then you just put an offset on there, and yeah, that's how you make a title, and that's just pretty simple. I didn't do anything else. fancy stuff to it like I sometimes do. And then down here, thought I'd put the flower and some of the little sprigs here, the leaves, kind of fill up this corner down here. And then of course that gives me a place to use this cute little turtle and the baby turtle. Got this, that stamp set also had some leaves and flowers in it, so I went ahead and die cut that. And again, just colored it real quickly with some markers from my stash. And I don't like this white space up here, so I thought it would be nice to slide that leaf in there, because I like the different variety of stamped images with Cricut cut images. I think I like all those different textures together. All right, so that's looking good. We've got that corner going. Now let's start working on this corner down here. I think I'm almost done with this. I just think it needed a little something up here in the corner, so they've got the phrase from that As You Grow stamp set. And I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in pine right on my layout up here. And I need to slide this down here so I can see. I'm going to angle it and press down and stamp that, the cutest, in the pine. Let it sit for a minute and lift up. Yeah, that worked out nice. Look how nice that color looks on that white cardstock. So let's look at these pages here side by side. I think I'm going to go ahead and call that done. I know this is a little blank up here. I've drawn lines. I'm going to put some journaling there when I'm done here, but take a look at the original layout. I pretty much kept it the same, except I didn't put this flower cluster in the middle or this one over here, and of course I changed the title over there, but otherwise I kept the layout pretty much the same. So there you go. There's the 2 pages. And if you're still with me, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you giving up time in your day to hang out with me. I will have still pictures of these on my social media pages, Facebook and Instagram, which can be found linked down below in the description box. Now, to find that description box, all you have to do is click on the bolded word that says more, and then the description box expands, and then you can see all the links and a description, a more detailed description of the page and the different things that I use. So thank you again for joining me. Until next time, bye-bye.